Hi guys, let's continue. So we were supposed to do the question, so let's do that. So the information in the question is, let's scroll down. Yeah, this one. So let's say we have two products, product X and product Y, and units produced are 800 and 200. So if I take the total, so total is 1000 units, and hours per unit is 1 and 1, so total hours is equal to 800 into 1 is 800 and 200 into 1, so that total is also 1000. Then we are also given the overheads cost, so total overheads is equal to 15,000, not 12,000. That's a mistake in the material, so I'll rectify that. Yeah, I think that's it. That's the information given. And also we were given the costs for direct material and direct labor, so let's do that also here. Direct material, direct labor is given. Direct material cost is 11,200 and 2,800, so that total is 14,000. Direct labor is 8,000 and 2,000, that total is 10,000. Okay, this is the information which is given to us in the question. All right, so under traditional costing, okay, we'll take product X and product Y, and then take it further from there. Okay, so direct material, direct labor, overheads, correct? So direct material costs are directly given in the question. There is nothing much for us to do. 11,200, and for product Y 2,800. Direct labor, product X is 8,000 and product Y is 2,000. And when it comes to overheads, first we have to calculate overhead allocation rate or predetermined rate. Predetermined rate is calculated as total overheads divided by total hours, because hours is the overhead absorption driver for this particular question. So we'll calculate on the basis of hours. So this is a dollar amount, so let's put a dollar there. Okay, clear? So now overheads. So how do I calculate number of hours into hourly rate? So number of hours is 800 into hourly rate is $15. So here it would be number of hours is 200 into hourly rate of 15. Okay. Now total cost, sum this up, and then number of units are 800 and 200, so the cost per unit is calculated as 31,200 divided by 800 and 7,800 divided by 200. So here we are getting equal cost per unit, because the reason is overheads are also absorbed on the basis of number of hours, and both the units are taking same number of hours, 1 hour and 1 hour. That is why we are getting equal, because everything is variable. So that is rare case scenario. So here we are getting, in the answer it is given 36 and 36, because we were doing 15,000 in 12,000 instead of 15,000. That's a mistake, so don't do that. All right, okay, sure, let's continue. So now what happens under ABC? Under ABC, this 15,000 total overheads has to be further broken down into respective cost drivers. So here what they have given is, suppose the company's overhead consists mainly of production line setup cost, which are used equally by both the products. Okay, this is also not a more comprehensive example, but let's do that. So here ABC system, So we were given that the overhead cost mainly consists of production line setups equally by both the parts. So now when they said equally, our calculation will be the same, but we'll make certain changes here. Traditional costing will be now called ABC, and this cost direct material, direct labor will remain the same, no changes. Now overhead cost, since it is equally allocated for both the products, I'll just take the total overheads and divide it by 2. So usually it will be much more comprehensive than that. It won't be like this. Okay, I'll show you, don't worry. So now number of units are same, 800 and 200. So now you can see when we do that, the cost per unit has changed very badly. So earlier it was 39 and 39, now it is 33 and 62. See, 61.5, 61.5, 33.37, 33.38. All right, rounding off. So now you can see. Okay. So if we allocate the overheads slightly differently, instead of based on number of hours, we divided that total cost equally between the two products. The cost per unit for product Y has changed a lot. Okay, so now just to ensure that the total costs are still the same, 39,000 and 39,000. So the total costs are still the same, there is no change in the cost, but the cost per unit has changed a lot, right? Okay, now okay, that's the question in this scenario. Let's do one more. Okay, this comparison I have already explained you. So in case of a traditional based costing system, all the costs are gathered into GL accounts using utilities, taxes, indirect cost, like that. There is a single cost pool. All costs related to indirect expense are considered as one single expense, and thus there will be a single cost driver, either direct labor hours or machine hours or total number of units, and they are used to allocate to the cost objects. Whereas under ABC, what will happen? First we'll identify the activities, then there will be cost assignment to each of the activities, then on the basis of the cost pools, cost drivers, and then cost per cost driver, we will allocate the cost. So that is the comparison. So advantages: ABC will give you more accuracy because it will give you better what do you call it, calculation, more detailed calculation. It will help you to manage your overall cost, and it will also help you in better calculating of cost per unit. More precise costing can be done. Very basic. So now let's see this another second example so that you can have better understanding now. Okay, I know I'm slightly deviating from the way we usually do. Usually we do one topic as one lecture, but these are small topics, so I can merge them. Come on. All right, see this. Whatever given here. There is a manufacturing company that produces two products, product A and product B. All right. So products. All right. I'll just call it particulars. Then we have two products, product A and product B. All right. Next, these activities are, there are some activities identified. So there are machinery setup, quality inspection, and material handling. Okay, so overheads are now broken down into activities or cost pools. What are the cost pools? So we have, okay, the amounts are also given. So let's just copy them and let's see if I can paste it here. No, I can paste it like this. No, okay, cool, no problem. 30,000. Come on. Next. All right, we have it there. Okay, this is not for product A and product B. This is total, technically speaking. or rather should I just keep it here? All right, that makes sense. Okay, so this is the information which is given to us. All right, total is given. So now for each of these, machinery setup, quality inspection and material handling, now what will happen is we need to identify the cost drivers, right? So what are the cost drivers? Machinery setup would be number of setups. For quality inspection, number of inspections. For material handling, I think that would be number of moves. Number of times material is moved from one place to another place. All right. So did they give us? All right. They gave us the cost drivers and they also gave us the total quantity of cost drivers used for total 150, 400 and 500. So okay, I'll remove these two, product A, product B. We'll do that separately. Cost drivers are identified. Then drive units, okay, cost units would be different. So cost driver quantity, okay. All right. So number of setups are 150, number of inspections are 400, and number of moves are 500. So we know the total expense. So I'll just put it there. And next, per you per quantity of driver or allocation rate. So $30,000 for 150 machinery setups. So per setup it will be 200. Similarly 50, similarly 20. I hope you are able to follow what is happening here, right? So the total expenses are 60,000. Overheads, total overheads are 60,000. So 250 and 20, 250, 250 and 20. Then now allocation. So how do we do the allocation? On the basis of the actual units or actual this time spent. So what I'll do is product A and product B we will take here, and hmm, okay. I'm just trying to see what would be the most best way for me to present this solution to you. All right. So first, let's take the information given. So product A requires 100 setups. Product B requires 50 setups. So product A requires 100 setups and product B requires 50 setups. Similarly, quality inspection 200 and 200. Sorry, 200. Then material handling 300 moves for product A, 200 moves for product B. This is what is given. Okay. So now I'll call this as cost driver quantity here and here. Now this will be amount. Okay. So now for product A, 100 machine setups are needed. What is the machinery setup cost? per setup machinery cost is 200. So 100 machinery setups, each setup cost is 200. So that is 20,000. Similarly, 200 into $50. Oh, 200 into $50 for quality inspection and material handling. Each material handling move is $20. For 300, it would be 20 into 300, 6,000. Similarly, for product B, 50 machine setups at 200 each, that is 10,000. 200 quality inspections at 50 each, that is another 10,000. 200 material handling at 20 each, that is $4,000. So if I check the total now, allocated to product A would be 36,000, allocated to product B would be 24,000. All right. So 36 plus 24 is 60,000. All right. 150 total 150, 200 200 total 400, 300 200 total 500. Okay, matched. So this is the ABC allocation example for you to understand. Okay. So what happens under ABC? First, we calculate the cost per unit allocation rate for each of the overhead expense. So if I just simplify it, so first take the overheads total amount. Now understand the each individual overheads in that, each individual expense in that. So what drives that and what is the cost per cost driver or allocation rate? Now you will get per machine setup, like per machine setup, per inspection, per material handling, like that. Then they'll give you for product A how many cost drivers are needed, for product B how many cost drivers are needed. They will give you in the question. So you take that and I just got a better idea. So you take that and multiply with the cost driver. That's all, done. See, so here 100 machinery setups are needed. Per setup $200. 100 into 200 is 20,000. Sir, always ensure to check that the total that you allocated is equal to the total of the expenses given in the question. See here, total expenses, total overheads is 60,000 given in the question, and you allocated 60,000. So your answer is correct. Otherwise, you have done a mistake somewhere. Simple. Okay. Sure. All right. So that is your, ABC costing. Chalo. Let's see the total cost. So 36,000 and 24,000. 36,000, 24,000, 60,000, perfectly matched. Okay, guys. So I'll see you soon in the next lecture. Probably. This is just value analysis. Then evaluation, advantages, disadvantages, ABC in the service sector, over absorption and under absorption. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out if you have any other question dealing with differences between absorption and ABC. So that is not there. So cool. Chalo. I'll see you in the next lecture. Keep smiling. Take care. Bye bye.